I played a lot of games this year, wild seeing as only like 2 of them were AAA. I could give each of them an in-depth review, but come on, the year ends only 3 weeks. Besides, this is so much more fun. 2 reminders. 1, this is recorded on a lavalier mic because I can't get to my normal mic because somebody's still injured. Elsa, get better. Also, 5 out of 10 is a completely average game. Not 7 out of 10 doesn't mean bare minimum, it means 7 out of 10. So near the beginning of the year, I played Grand Theft Auto V for the very first time. It's only okay. For 2013, when games were as wide as an ocean were super big, yeah, it's fine. Nowadays, its story is only okay, its combat's a bit slow-paced, the driving is sometimes a pain, and I had to bow out after playing a scene in which I brutally interrogated someone. I played a bit of the online, but only had one friend to do that with, so I kinda just went and did the daily free stuff, and that's about it. I'd rather play a game that's an individual element of all of this, but better versus all of this rammed together into one package. 6 out of 10, not for me. Hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades is a crazy fun VR range simulator with a massive arsenal and tons of fun modes. Definite 9 out of 10. Here come the Mystery Teens. That was a fun puzzle game with some cool, legally distinct mystery-solving teens. It's a little short and some of the puzzles were harder than others in weird ways. I'll give it like an 8.5 out of 10. Also, Alyx, you dummy, that's green! I didn't forget Alyx. HalfLife Alyx is a cool Half-Life themed dark ride in VR that makes the world of City 17 feel so much more alive. Definitely a must-play for fans of Half-Life. Being on expensive hardware makes it hard to recommend. Despite that, though, it's an 8.75 out of 10. Animal Crossing New Horizons was fun for about 2 or 3 weeks and then I kind of fell off the bus. Animal Crossing out of 10. If you can play an Animal Crossing game for months, you'll play this one for months. If you can't, you won't. Simple as that. Doom Eternal has decently fun platforming and a really cool roster of enemies and environments. Should have been nominated for Best Art Direction, and the DLC, the newest Master Level. Those are both a little more difficult than I feel they ought to be. 7.75 out of 10. Pass Part Out is a fun game about making art, though its story of a starving artist isn't as in-depth as I would have liked, and it's very easy to cheese. Still fun just to draw stuff, though. 7 out of 10. Halo Combat Evolved is only okay. The FPS revolution had to start somewhere, but nearly 2 decades later, it's hard to play through. And then back again, because for some reason you have to backtrack this entire game. 5.5 out of 10. Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics contains some fun games, but it also contains war. I wish there were some different games on offer, something like Rummy or Cribbage or Hangman or something else, instead of war. And I wish the games playable via multiplayer were a bit more robust than what we got. But ultimately, it's a great Klondike Solitaire game on the Switch, 7 out of 10. Fallout 76 is not fun. If you like Fallout, New Vegas and 4 are more fun and accessible, and cheaper. If you like online live service games, you have Destiny, Warframe, Fortnite, so many other options that are more or less free. 4 out of 10. Its map and its soundtrack are pretty cool, but that's about where that ends. Hilux II is a crazy, surrealist claymation JRPG with cool character designs and a fresh take on dying and leveling up. For sure an 8.75 out of 10. Past its set dressing, it's a pretty standard RPG, and the game's a hard sell for people not used to playable insanity. Microsoft Flight Simulator is a one-to-one version of the world free to explore. $60 to explore. Looks gorgeous from overhead, and getting used to its mechanics and controls is really satisfying. For sure an 8 out of 10. It's got a steep learning curve, but when it looks good, it really looks good. When it looks bad, it really looks bad. Proteus is a beautiful throwback FPS with an amazing arsenal, one of the coolest aesthetics, and great music. 9.5 out of 10. Super Mario 3D All-Stars is a collection of below-average ports of above-average games. It's gotten better, but I still kind of hoped for a bit more. 5.5 out of 10. Titanfall 2? We're going to get back to Titanfall 2. Not now. Sometime in 2021, we will get back to Titanfall 2. Superliminal is a superb puzzle game. A bit on the easy side with a plot that's more or less pointless, but an aesthetic that's just welcoming and tons of secrets, good music. Yeah, 8.5 out of 10. One Finger Death Punch 2 is everything that made the last one super awesome, but more. Skills are a lot of fun, the levels are very satisfying, the game is just good. It doesn't need the fake Japanese announcer though. 9 out of 10. Ghostrunner is a parkour first-person Hotline Miami in actually cyberpunk. Difficult, a bit buggy, but still really fun. 8.5 out of 10. The Outer Wilds is like if Mist and Majora's Mask had a baby and you had to navigate said baby through space. The actual space travel is a bit of a pain, but I appreciate what it's trying to do. I only have like an hour in it so far, but the opening atmosphere was neat, and I'm excited to play more, abstaining from delivering a rating, given the tiny amount I've played. Ditto Manifold Garden. Not that baby thing or whatever, but that I haven't played enough of this fractal puzzle adventure to deliver a rating. It looks gorgeous. Also, Ultrakill. What I've played so far is fun, like a 7 out of 10. The environments haven't been super exciting so far, but I've heard it does get better. It's also in early access, so I'm looking forward to a 1.0 release. Teardown, though, I've played just an hour, but I feel confident in giving it a rating. The voxel physics model is really robust and a lot of fun. Finding ways in and out of these spaces is exciting, and the end result is a damn good video game. It's also gorgeous. It's like one of the best looking games I've played, and it's voxels. I'm looking forward to trying out its other tools and seeing what other tricks it has for me. 8 3/4 out of 10. Yeah, I didn't play a lot this year, mostly indies and older AAA titles. I mean, have you seen what the AAA scene's been like? Rewarding crunch as openly as they have, it's ridiculous. I'm not a fan. If you don't like my numbers, I guess it sucks to be you. You just have to be me to understand these numbers then. I'm sorry. That's how it is. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, I'd recommend subscribing. Patreon and social media links are in the description.